Have you ever felt that shift? That subtle but unmistakable cooling? Where there was once warmth, the texts that once came in a steady rhythm begin to slow. The energy that felt electric now feels polite, distant, almost formal, and you find yourself standing in that silence, replaying conversations, searching for what you might have done wrong. That moment of confusion, that ache of uncertainty, it's where most men lose themselves. But here is the first truth you must anchor yourself to. Her pulling away is rarely about you, but your reaction to it. That reveals everything about you. Most men perceive this distance as a void to be filled, with more attention, more reassurance, more proof of their devotion. And in doing so they pour their entire sense of worth into a container that cannot hold it. It is a strategy of desperation, and it always fails. What if I told you this distance isn't the end? What if it's not rejection, but resonance? The universe inviting you to become more of who you truly are. This isn't about manipulating her feelings. This is about mastering your own energy. Today we won't just explore how to reignite her interest. We'll uncover how to become the kind of man who embodies lasting, the man she doesn't want to lose. Principle 1. The death of mystery and the art of unpredictability. Let's begin where attraction begins, with mystery. When she first met you, there was something undefined, something intriguing she hadn't fully grasped. You were a story she wanted to read, but familiarity, without depth, leads to predictability. And predictability is the silent assassin of attraction. When you become entirely knowable, same texting patterns, same routines, same emotional reactions, you become ambient noise in the soundtrack of her life. She no longer leans in to listen. The solution isn't to become erratic or unreliable. It's to practice deliberate unpredictability. This isn't manipulation. It's sovereignty. It's the reintroduction of a man whose life is too rich and compelling to be neatly contained or easily anticipated. If you always initiate contact, pause. If you're perpetually available, become selectively engaged. Do not do this to punish her, but to honor your own value. By disrupting the pattern, you shatter her assumptions. You force her to consciously perceive you again, rather than take your presence for granted. You reignite the curiosity that drew her to you in the first place. Principle 2. The primacy of purpose. Your mission is non-negotiable. Now let's dive deeper into the psychology of respect. A woman does not want to be your reason for being. She wants to join you in your reason for being. She wants to be the valued companion to a mission that already exists. The moment she senses she has become your sole source of meaning, your primary motivator, your emotional validation, something profound and almost primal shifts. Her respect for you begins to erode. Why? Because intuitively, she understands that a man who abandons his purpose for a person is a man without a core. He has handed her his identity, and that is a weight that diminishes both of you. So when she creates distance, your move is not toward her. It is deeper into your purpose, into the discipline of the gym, into the focus of your work, into the development of your mind. You must become so committed to your own evolution that her distance becomes irrelevant to your progress. You are not waiting for her to return. You are continuing your march. And a man moving toward his horizon is magnetic. A man standing at her door waiting is forgettable. Principle 3. The unshakable frame. Mastering emotional composure. This is the crucible where most men are unmasked. They meet her emotional distance with their own turbulence, anxiety, neediness, resentment. In doing so, they voluntarily hand over the frame, the emotional reality of the relationship, directly to her. Whoever controls the frame, controls the dynamic. Your most potent power in these moments is not in what you do, but in what you don't do. It is in your calm, your unwavering composure amid her ambiguity. When she pulls away and you remain grounded, you communicate a message more compelling than any grand gesture. My peace is not negotiable. My sense of self is not contingent upon your attention or approval. This isn't indifference. It is emotional sovereignty. She is testing, often unconsciously, the structural integrity of your character. Your calmness under pressure is the ultimate evidence of your strength. It makes her feel safe, and it invites her to reconsider her own behavior. Charm is performance. Composure is power. Principle 4. The architecture of respect. Boundaries as attraction. Let's speak plainly. Attraction without respect is an illusion. It cannot endure. Respect is not earned through accommodation. It is built through boundaries. A boundary is not an ultimatum. It is a clearly defined standard for how you will be treated. It is the living expression of your self-worth. If she is inconsistent, disrespectful, or manipulative, and you tolerate it, you have silently endorsed that treatment. You have educated her on how to regard you. But when you calmly and firmly enforce a boundary, without anger, without apology, but with the quiet certainty of a man who knows his value, you fundamentally transform the relationship. You declare, "My dignity is not open for negotiation." This may create temporary tension, but it forges lasting, authentic attraction. She may not always appreciate your boundaries, but she will never question your strength. And strength, real strength, is what draws women in and keeps them captivated. Principle 5. The gravity of loss. Letting her feel your absence. Human nature is wired to pursue what it perceives it could lose. If she feels you will always be there, regardless of her actions, there is no urgency, no deep appreciation. But if she senses that your patience is rooted in strength, not weakness, that your life is moving forward with or without her, she begins to feel the weight of potential loss, not because you threaten or plead, but because your actions demonstrate your value. This is achieved through your growth, your silence, your unwavering standards. She starts to realize that if she does not engage meaningfully, she may indeed lose you, not to another person, but to the expanding reality of your own becoming. That possibility changes everything. It shifts the energy from her being the prize to you being the prize. The synthesis, returning to the unshakable man. So where does this lead us? To the integration of these principles into the unshakable man. The man whose sense of self is founded on his purpose, not her presence. The man whose emotional stability is his own to command. The man whose boundaries are clear, whose energy is sovereign, whose presence is felt even in his absence. This man does not fear her distance. He understands it as part of the dance. He uses it as catalyst for his own refinement. And in doing so, he generates a magnetic force that is irresistible. He allows her to feel the possibility of loss, not through games, but through the palpable reality of his own evolving life. He becomes the man she knows she could lose, and that is the only man she will ever truly commit to keeping. This journey was never about winning her back. It was about winning yourself back, returning to the man you were before the chase began. Grounded, purposeful, complete. Become that man, and you will never again fear the distance. You will become the gravity that pulls everything toward you, effortlessly and authentically.